battle begins.
Thank you very much, Slacks. Yes, it's myself, ODPixel here with Fog, ready to take you through the action of this first exciting best of 3 of the day. BB team up against Falcons. Fog here in the lower bracket. We heard from the panel, the record as it's gone over the year. It's not been great for BB team. No. Something about this matchup, they just can't win a series here. It's where it counts the most, Fog. For them to hold on in this international run, they've got to do it today.
This is the time to prove it. And it's been really most of the time just toward those later stages of the game. So I think most of the time when we talk about BBT, early game dominators. It's just, can they close the games out? So many times this year, I swear, me and you have even casted them versus Falcons, 10,000 gold lead, going to 20 minutes, etc. And then they just can't close the game up and end up losing. So yeah, this is the time to prove it. And a very strong early game aggressive lineup that they've gone for around this Nature's Prophet to try to put pressure on the map early on. But is it going to work out? That's the question. As we see Falcons, they bring out the Primal Beast. Amar, not the most comfortable on it in general, but they are comfortable to pick it now that he's played a couple more times in these pubs.
Absolutely, yeah. Looking forward to seeing what he's going to be able to pull out from the offlane on the Primal. I mean, overall, so do you like this approach from BB team? It is, again, one of those drafts, right, where you've got, what, 4 ranged heroes, 1 melee. A lot of this is going to be on the Doom to kind of tank the brunt of the attacks coming in from Falcons, whereas Falcons, they've got a lot more beef across their lineup.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of team fight on Falcons, which can be a bit of a concern. It's just about the early game aggression. And Skinner
stepping up with the blood grenade, looking to run him down. The heal comes in, though. Skinner at the right.
One more hit.
Save, it's enough. It is.
You don't have the best ways to get on her at some point, but if the Nature's Prophet's TPing behind, you have great ways to dive.
I mean, that's the thing, right? If you look at both of the side lanes of BB team, they can get action going early, right? They will be able to set up and, yeah, you throw a Nature's Prophet, and on top of that, Falcons have got to be ready for these early movements.
Yeah, because bottom, it can be a little bit of an awkward lane, right? You look at this Mirana plus Wind Ranger, there's not really any setup, but when there's a Shackle Shot and there's a Sprout, could definitely see some potential kills. But this one, I would say, is the harder one for them to get too aggro on versus the Primal Beast and onto this Hoodwink. They have good ways to reset away. And just very tanky overall. You see Amar just gets the level 2, or I didn't see which level he got it, but he has the Uproar.
Far. Psyker still having no struggle finding the CS down here.
No.
Unless they get massively out of position. I feel difficult for Falcons to get the jump onto the Wind Ranger in the lane.
Yeah, it's all about if he just steps up a bit too far. They do get a nice side pull here from Toronto, Tokyo. And thing to point out also, they did get both of the Lotuses in these side lanes.
Of course, on the top, you know, Snake King should be able to make sure the 2 of them don't ever get left or have to sit very low in HP in this lane. But the bottom one, probably the more vulnerable. Crit's going to have to be careful.
He's got to get some stacks going, it looks like. They can't get too aggressive down here, so Crit will work on those. We see Malrine also. It's the Sand King versus this Nature's Prophet, so he's going to be playing around stacks.
Taking a beating. Yeah, the 6 minutes in. The damage has already been done by GPK to this mid tier 1. It's basically dead.
It's pretty much
gone. One more
gone.
push, and this tier 1 tower is going to be taken off the map.
That's going to open up the map for him even more so, too, to make that type of move. Doesn't have to worry about... He doesn't have to worry about where the Sand King is in particular once they take out that tower. They'll have so much information.
Yeah, slow start, but a very steady and sure one here for BB team. 2K net worth lead already, just 6 minutes in.
Lane dominators.
And Falcons, after, you know, when you're going through this laning stage, is it just sort of full focus on making sure you don't give up kills? You know, what was sort of the calls being made from Falcons?
I think it's just making sure that Skeeter doesn't get surrounded. Yeah. It's going to come very soon. It feels that they're going to look to pressure these towers with this NP having such a good start. The tower's dead mid. So 7 minutes also, he can look to contest the Wisdom Rune if he'd like to, if they had a secondary person in position, but...
No, it doesn't look like it. Crit setting up just in case the TP was going to be coming in, but as you say, GPK not going to look to make that risky move, so Crit will be able to secure his own Wisdom Rune.
Don't need to make these type of risky moves. I'm sure they're feeling it as well, too. It's like, we're not feeling pressure on these lanes whatsoever. We killed the Lina, NP's taking the tower, Wind Ranger's not under pressure. It's a free farm across the board for them right now.
Yeah, it really is. Everything going to plan for BB team up. Tokyo. Now, though, Toronto Tokyo is found in the trees by Crit. We'll get the setup.
Scouts the ward. So he tried to make a sneaky play there, but the ward was already placed from Snaking about a minute or so ago. So they will see, or 2 minutes ago, sorry. So they saw this one coming in. They got the stun.
Look at this quick move now from the 3 of them.
Oh,
they want to try and punish Psyker here on the Wind Ranger.
See how far up Psyker does go.
4 heroes on the job here to try and kill this Wind Ranger. Look at the setup here from Amar. Quick turn with the Shackle Shot. TP stun is coming from BB Team Say.
Nice stun.
He's in with the stun on the back, but it doesn't matter. Craig still in with the push. Right, gets the catch.
Skinner.
They'll get the kill. GPK, TP's in and he's ready to fight back, but Maori, he turned up as well. He's in with a burrow strike and the numbers. They still run away.
Yeah, in hindsight, it probably is just a bit of an over-aggressive TP where he goes. Maybe he could have placed himself a little closer to the tower on this Nature's Prophet, but he put himself pretty much right in the midst of everybody, and the big team fight damage that can come out from this Falcons lineup, it can accelerate quickly.
Yeah, but
Sanging in Primal is a ton of early game damage.
Well, we see already. Mike and Elder trying to take out Psyche there after the burst strike. Psyche's trying to escape, but Snaking slams him down with a hammer. Falcons, they have completely wiped away those early opening, 7 minutes where BB team were dominating the lanes. That's completely gone now.
And now they've got control of this bottom side too. Two back-to-back where he's not going to be able to bring it unless somebody else brings it out to him. So it could be a little bit of space perhaps for Psyche to
Crit's got it.
now.
Crit's bringing it out.
Crit's bringing it? Okay, I was going to say, that's usually... I've been seeing a couple players doing this when they do lose a courier, and they're going to instantly smoke him, so really clever move. And let's see if they're prepared for it on the side of BBT. Scan comes out, so they're aware of at least GPK's positioning at the moment.
He's going to try and get the opening onto Toronto Tokyo, but a couple of leaps will be enough to save him. Under the tier 2, this might be a bit too much for Falcons. I mean, they may be tempted to dive the tower. We'll see.
He's pretty fragile on the win rate.
Go for it. Straight away with the exit and the burrow. The bushwhack perfectly timed afterwards. Keeps Psycho locked down. Another kill on the Wind Ranger.
They might go for more.
The catch leaps. They're all on cooldown. Toronto Tokyo's got no way to get away from this.
And you can tell Mars practiced that. He did the combo where you instantly use the charge afterwards from the pulverize. No way to react. They're accelerating things quickly. BBT, GPK is trying to do almost the same, but look at Falcons responding right away.
Coming in, Mallory, he's going to be ready with a blink stun if BB send anyone up to this tier 1 tower. I mean, they're already starting to hold back a little bit, GPK and Mirror, because I think they know this is not a safe place for them to join themselves. You see on the map right now, they don't see a lot, BB team. Falcons, whilst they're making as much as they can out of the lanes and the jungles, it's causing it to be incredibly difficult for BB team to find some sort of successful movement. Snaking, they'll just have to maybe settle.
He gets
but
the
even
repel off.
Yeah, repelling a TP, they're not even going to get the chance to set up onto a support. Falcons just completely evading the moves from BB team.
They play the map beautifully. Snaking goes mid.
The Wrath of Nature.
Yeah.
He's closing in on the 12. And the Gleipnir. That's going to be their next sort of spot in which that they can look to get him involved. He's going to have a bit of control that's going to help him stop Falcons from getting the jump onto him.
Save. Snay again. Big Wrath of Nature.
I mean, they may be considering if they can go with the Finger Burst and the Doom. They're going to go for it. Now, the tempo of the game slowed down, so they're happy to drop some ults to
etc. We'll be keeping tabs on him so he can keep that farm going. And they've reestablished at least that net worth a bit. Just from that one kill, things are at least evened out. He's farming very well.
He really is. Yeah, top net worth now on the Prophet. We'll see over towards the mid. Jump's been made over towards Toronto Tokyo, but he's got a leap at the ready. He's out. See if they can continue to play around with save. Anything to put a stop to this? There isn't. So save's also away, but Amar does manage to get the grab on Toronto Tokyo. So Falcons finding a kill nonetheless.
Falcons kind of gave him the respect there, though. Even though they didn't have Doom or anything ready, they were a bit cautious how they approached the two supports. So damage for BBT is a bit limited.
See Miro. Yep. He's going to try and juke around.
Okay, still going.
They're going to get him. It's a little sloppy, but a kill's a kill.
Don't need the burrow trick save. Let's find the Hex on Amar, but Amar has 2,000 HP with a fire.
Amar's like, I'll go in. Save, he turns with a quick stun. But yeah, Amar very much showing right now, there's not a lot that he's scared of.
He looks pretty unkillable unless he gets like Doom and Fingered, it feels like. Especially if he has an Omni Knight behind him. This build is going to be...
Yeah, between the Finger Burst and the Doom, I mean, it's not necessarily a guaranteed kill on these targets because they have so high HP.
Ooh. And also, Malrine does have a shield rune. So even if they throw, let's say, a Doom onto him, if he pops the shield rune post-Doom, could be problematic for him as well. As Miero shows himself for a second, there's no aggro.
He's going to look for the setup, and Malrine's coming in with the follow-up. Miero once again not going to have anybody around to save him as Falcons pick up another freebie across the map.
They're getting so much. It's just tough for BBT to make aggressive moves, and yeah, it does feel like it's probably going to have to be get those BKBs online. I think Saika, you have to accelerate your BKB. We've seen a lot of these Wind Rangers. As the tournament progressed, it was straight Gleipnir most of the times, but I think the team started to recognize you need to go BKB a little earlier. But he's still not that close either. Those 3 deaths really slowing him down. Toronto Tokyo.
He's pretty deep here. So testing
deep.
the vision of Falcons then. They're going to see him. They don't quite get the opening.
Nope.
Guys are going to be off the mark. Mari's still able to blink in and try and body block him off. Toronto Tokyo is out of leaps. That will mean that he is still very dead, despite the initial spells missing from Falcons. It doesn't matter at this point. They can kill these heroes regardless.
Limited moves. BBT, it's gonna have to be waiting for BKB.
Save.
It does feel like it's gonna go for a pick.
The opening.
There's an Omni here.
Back comes four. Okay.
Uh-oh.
That happens to the best of us.
I don't think they had him anyway. Now GPK. Uh-oh.
I mean, that's what Safe will tell you, is that we weren't going to get him anyway. Well, that was...
Oh, no.
It doesn't look great, folks.
Things are crumbling quick, Owen.
They are first game out here on the main stage, and it may be getting to BBT.
It does feel like it's 3-15. I mean, after the first 5 minutes, right, that was them doing one lanes, but nothing's gone their way at all after that. Miro spotted bottom, Lamar. He's on him.
He is. See if Miro's got a way to play out of this. This time he might be able to escape.
But they also lose to Toronto Tokyo in the mid. There's just action everywhere.
I mean, Miro has
comes
to
out.
down the Doom. Snakey's going to be here with the backup. Can they at least kill Amar?
No.
Nope. They can't. Not even with the 3th, then they have to fall back.
This is rough.
Yeah, Amar knows it well. He's ready to start throwing some tips out. This game is looking incredibly difficult for BB Team to hold on in.
Yeah, and Amar, they talked about the Primal Beast. It's something that Malrine has played the majority of their games. I know even at the last tournament, when they picked Primal, they actually had them swap, and they played different roles.
Oh, here we go. Maybe
he's showing it.
He's pretty tanky still.
He's quite tanky. He has a solar crest.
See what he wants to do. How many buttons he wants to press while it makes them sort of spend a lot of time. They can't even kill him. They can't even get him close to dead.
Oh, and this game is completely fallen out of control. They get GPK as well. Top, there's a bloodstone. It's a good question, especially when you're playing versus your kryptonite of the entire year. You come into this one with an idea, with a plan, and it's just completely fallen apart after the first 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
Here we go.
They're gonna smoke again.
See what they can get here. They get the jump onto the side. Save's gonna be there with a hex. Then back up for Skin. Right down onto the 2 of them. They'll get the kill. They'll be able to take down Chris.
Reed trying to put
He's healing. Also to heal indeed. It's keeping him alive. He's over with the bar.
Oh my God.
Reed. They're gonna get GPK as well. Triple kill. They can kill Crit, but I don't think they can kill any other of these heroes on Falcons.
It doesn't feel like... I look at the timings Malrine's hit. He's got Bloodstone Veil, and of course he gets the most OP neutral item he could have possibly got for the scenario too.
My goodness.
The Vampire Fangs. He just sustains through it all. He's up to full HP.
You were doing
Level
very
18.
well. I'm very proud.
Oh boy.
We'll see it again.
Misplay after misplay after misplay.
A little
These heroes, right? Yeah, Malrine doesn't look as tanky because it's only 2200 HP, but he's got 30 armor. He's got that insane sustain that comes out. They've got Omni behind. They're all very durable at this point, and BBT's damage, it just hasn't really increased too much. As we said, survivability's up. The BKB's up on 2 of the cores. Actually about to be up on the 3rd core as well for Miro, but Malrine, we talking about how flawless his game has been on this tanking. Level 20 at 24 minutes is pretty crazy. That has to be one of the highest XPs I think I've seen in this tournament.
And here we go with a push. BB Team, they've got to do something now. Smoke up's there.
Who do you go for? They gotta go for some type of crazy wraparound, but the positioning, it's already been given up.
They're gonna try.
Malrine's already in his spot to watch the smoke.
Can they make some sort of jump that catches Falcons by surprise? Save. Leading the way, they'll get the vision set up. The smoke will dispel here. Save's gonna jump straight away to the fight. Snakey! Can they kill him? Malrine is in with the counter play. The 2-man.
Miro's gone.
Fully committing it onto Snakey, but they can't kill him. He pretty much fully heals. They just can't do the damage. Falcons survive. They'll tap out. Jesus Lord. Falcons dominate game 1.
This one was not even close, it felt like. We talked up BBT's early game, talked how sometimes they can get these advantages early on. That didn't happen, Owen. It's gonna be back to the drawing board, it feels like a bit for them as Falcons comes in.
Here we go, getting into the action of game 2 right now between Falcons and BB Team. Fog, that game 1, it was a rough one for BB Team. Coming into this, what is sort of the key takeaways and what they've changed up and what they're going to try and take a game of Falcons this time around with?
More team fight in general. I think last one quickly, especially once those first 2 team fights kind of kicked off, the game was quickly decided. So I think they've, at least on the 2 support fronts, tried to fix that. Also, tons of nukes. Every single hero has like a double nuke in particular. DK, Hoodwink, Mirana, Centaur, Razor. It's a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, I mean, across the board as well. Is it a similar setup in which BB Team should get a chance to get that early lead once again they got in game 1? It's going to be a bit harder this time.
It does feel like it'll be a little bit harder this time. This time they have this Hoodwink and Centaur, which is a very oppressive lane up top. Like, they were pretty oppressive anyway. But overall, I would say, yeah, quite a bit harder. Bottom also, this one does feel a little bit safer, I would say, from Falcons, just with Snake playing his very comfortable Mirana. But this is probably the one that I'm going to be looking at. It's always Miro and Save to be able to get these first bloods, so that's probably the one they'll get maybe an advantage in. But yeah, I think Falcons, they've drafted stronger lanes this time than last time, and a very strong, stable draft that they're very comfortable with. You can see the Grandmaster tiers and Master tiers across the board on their heroes.
We'll see how they, because the mid lane matchup, we obviously got the Marine Razor coming in late on the draft. Up against this Storm, yeah, how well can GPK do against this in this 1v1? You know, obviously nowadays you have the static slide with the Remnant to help you in these range situations, but is the harassment of the Razors just too much? It is, yeah. This is a great lane for the Razor. You can always play great versus Storm because you have that same movement speed, so you're gonna get the links off. It's very difficult as a Storm to prevent a link in pretty much every single scenario, and looking at least across the board of these 3 lanes right now, it's looking pretty hot for Falcons on the first few waves. I'll see how well GPK is able to do against this pressure. I mean, the plasma field, the static. Get him here. One more tick at the static link. He's gone. First blood from Arian. Won't be able to keep himself alive, but he won't mind a refuel. I think he's suicided. Anyway, indeed. He's happy to go down there. But just going to show that this mid lane matchup, it's not going to be a fun one for GPK. And it's just a couple denies that really make the difference there. Hits the level 3, immediately pushes forward, gets the bottle. It's pretty much everything hitting synergy at the same exact time from Arian, really pushing the limits of his hero. Hitting level 3, getting the bottle, instant dive on the GPK. Bottom lane is also going. I saw they're getting decent harassment onto Skeeter. Now he's reset back full. Doom has 3 CS. Oh. Miro is not getting too much now he's got 4
either. Now he's got 4.
But indeed, not great on these first few waves. But you say something on paper, you don't expect to be that rough for the Doom on the first few waves. No, not in particular on the CS. Usually you do see Miro get majority of them there, but I guess they were more focused in trying to just push out the harassment. I think they almost used all the regen until Snaken got his second set of tangos, but either way, it's a DK. He's able to self-sustain anyway. So see how they're going to be able to do on those last hits. And top, this is the one that the Medusa is doing a lot better in, but this is a lane where kills can constantly happen. And overall, how strong is the Deuce this game? It's okay. The issue is just the Razor kind of... that's going to be his target to link in every single one of these team fights, right? So GPK... He's going to need some TPs. Yeah, a couple of TPs were threatened there to make sure the Marine doesn't dive in for that. I'm not too sure about the Deucer, because, yeah, the way the chill guys, you know, he saw those TPs come in and he's like, you know, it's going to be a 1v1, you know, why you're having the extra backup in? I mean, they might still get GPK. They will. Oh, boy, Owen. They're putting the pressure on him right from the start. Marine popped off in that last game. Medusa is very slow. Yeah, and I feel like the Centaur really adds another issue into the mix for the Medusa. Right? You've got that Stampede, so you can very easily choose when you want to get in, keep everyone on top of the Medusa, and when you want to back off and get away during a Stone Gaze. And this is a game where Amar is going to absolutely free farm. It's a Centaur versus an ET Medusa lane. There's almost no way for them to put pressure on him unless a third, potentially even 4th hero or something comes up. Oh, pre-level 6, this is not going to be an easy time for GPK. Hey, Grim, he's looking to start something here. So, is there any way GPK can keep himself alive under the tower? I don't think so. There's going to be another plasma field coming in a second. As Mary, he's ready for the next mute to take him out once more. I don't think he can come back to the mid lane, folks. To the jungle you go. It does feel like he has to. And this is a really smart play from Crit. He's like, my Centaur is not touch top. He's gone the Retaliate build, a triple bracer even. He can make the moves around to do this. GPK needs help. Stack away. I think Toronto Tokyo has to start getting some of these at the least ready for this Storm Spirit to catch up. Snaking, he might be able to kill Savior. He's got another leap and a Starstorm in a second. He should just have him here. He's playing careful. Doesn't want to dive in, so Save will survive. Actually, maybe turn their efforts towards Miro instead, but he's a little too beefy for the 2 to take down, so... They're bullying these lanes. These two in particular. The farm, I mean, we talk about GPK dying in the mid, but continuing from what we saw earlier, this bottom lane, that's where the suffering's the highest. Only 11 CS still on Miro. He has to buy salves also just to stay down here. Has to buy the raindrop as well. These lanes, they're absolutely getting dominated here from Falcons. Only the Medusa doing well, and we'll see what Saika's going to be able to do to get involved with that, because it's not really usually him with BBT that looks to get involved early on to fix things. It's usually GPK or Miro or one of the supports to kind of bring things back after the first catapult did only 150 damage, so all things considered, a little decent adjustment that they have done for now. Crit, though, is going to be stalking GPK, of course. GPK still not quite 6. Needs a couple more creep camps to get that 6 online. So just going to open up opportunities for what Mount really wants to do with this Razor. Save. Is there any way for him to break away from this? The cookie It's not going to get him far enough away.
The wisdom rune.
Oh, Maureen's going straight for a 70% for snaking, and the TPs are coming in. So BBT might be able to secure it for themselves. Toronto Tokyo, who's going to get the pick up first?
He gets it.
He does indeed. Toronto Tokyo making sure that doesn't fall into the hands of Falcons, and Maureen just continue to clean up on the mount. This is, you know, for someone's debut performance on the main stage at International, it's looking pretty good for Maureen.
The other two lanes are devastating at this point.
I mean, if you think, what, 7 minutes into game one, I think we saw what BBT, they had like a 2K net worth lead, and we saw how rough that game ended up. This time, it's gone the other way. So if they couldn't do it with the early lead they had in game one, what are they going to do here in game two?
It's a good question. Supports need to get levels. That's going to be the thing in particular. I think Save needs to get his level 6 pretty early on. They're going to get involved mid-crit. He should get picked off here.
A little bit of something here for GPK as he tries to get this recovery going. Mallory able to grab the rune in time. He's got an amplified damage rune. They're going to try and get in on top of him.
He's too fast.
That's, yeah, Miro still just level 4 on the Doom. Not really a lot to throw out from him right now.
He is so poor levels. If you're like the lowest level in the game, you're never going to have this extra damage that you can sometimes kick out, which is necessary. So yeah, we'll see how they get Miro back into the game, because that's going to be a bit of a rough one, especially since GPK is having a tough one also.
They might just be able to kill him here. They've got the bushwhack set up. Arrow to follow up. Miro is going to try and get up to the tier 1 tower, but the leech there from snaking. He's out of the game, and he's just going to continue to get kept at this incredibly low amount of level and farm at this stage of the game.
This is crazy. This tower's dead. Support's not quite 6 either. Toronto, Tokyo, and Save still haven't hit it, and that's the two big damage.
Eyes on the mid lane. BB team do have the 3 of them here.
Skitter is here, level 7.
So they get the setup with the bushwhack. Can't quite get him with the follow-up angle for a stun. So GPK starting to break out of it. Maybe fight back, jumps in over Snaking. Snaking's able to get the lead pop. They didn't have the damage to kill the Mirana. Now BB team have to be careful, keep their distance.
Maureen gets the RNG. We'll be able to get that haste rune. An Ogre Club already on him, or Ogre Axe already on him. 1700 HP on straight charge. He's gonna look for aggressive plays.
Maureen is tempted to start diving around this tier 2. He'll hold back.
I mean, Miro is still only level 5 on the Doom. I was like, oh, the only potential for them to really go for Maureen is if the Doom TP's over and Dooms him, but he's still level 5 at 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Another tower to fall. They can't hang on to these towers because the level 6s and these lanes have just gone so poorly. These towers, losing them this early with a Medusa lineup and this type of greed, it's devastating.
If they catch Miro out here again, his game's going to get very close to being irrecoverable.
It's almost already at that point, it feels like.
Maureen, he's ready to dance around him here with the static. He won't dive to tier 2 again, though. He's given a
strategy lately, but we'll have to see if Psychic can do it. They're going to smoke GPK. They have level 6 on Save. Now they actually have damage to follow up with the pull.
And they do have the 6 on Miro now.
Okay. Can they find one of these big kills? Malrine in particular would be the best one that they can find, because he is approaching a BKB, which would kind of stop their aggression if they do try to save.
Should find a quick and easy one here. Snaking will take that.
I mean, they actually have to find Malrine before BKB. If they make the move and Malrine has BKB, he might just pop in and be able to turn pretty much everything onto them. So losing Save there definitely hurts a little bit of that potential momentum that they could have started going for there. 6K lead up onto Falcons.
That's a crazy advantage. They've played everything perfectly.
And Skitter just goes blink. You know, he knows he can be really aggressive to get the catch onto GPK. He's got the follow-up. If he gets the stun, very like
Giants out. They've got the angle with the arrow. Do they have the burst? The push back to sharp shot. They certainly do. GPK dead again.
Oh boy. It's too fast-paced. The items are coming out too quick. It's 12 minutes in, Owen. They've got great vision control as well around this area, and with some sneaky wards. Look at this one that they placed right there. I don't think I've seen that one too often, right above crit. So they'll be able to see at least movements that come down, and that one's not going to get to you. Maybe further up, perhaps, but not the easiest kill whatsoever. How many TPs are available on the side of Falcons, too? They've got 2. So if they do see this play happen,
it feels risky.
They're going to lose a lot of HP potentially going for this. Let's see. Namar?
He's already out. They're going to continue to try and jump, and they've got the kisses coming in.
The splitter's not hitting. He's alive.
And he's able to indeed dodge the splitter, and now ready for the turnaround. The stop's not going to connect either. BBT, and they try and make something happen, but it's not going smoothly. They've got Psycho moving over as well, as they're desperately trying to find some sort of kill. But they're in with the jump. The stun onto the 3 of them there. The cookie comes out, and they actually get a kill that brings Skeeter down.
That's one.
Amar is getting low, but they're dying in return. They've lost 2 of the BBT. Psycho's going for the TP out. They've got nothing to stop it. So Psycho will get away. GPK. He's been found in the trees. Amar hunts him down. BB team, they came for him, but the backup, the turnaround.
Honestly, continue to be active. Maybe not look for the Centaur in particular this next time, but who do you go for now that the Razor has the BKB? Because that was the other one you wanted to get pre-BKB, but now the Malorine has it. If you don't get the instant chain stun, he's going to be able to survive. Great. Should be fine up here.
I guess that's the thing as well. They just don't have much chain stun to offer up.
And Miro again.
The angle's there this time round for the arrow to hit. No problem after the Dragon Tail stun.
Oh, this is rough. Similar to the last game, but I mean more so, more stompy in particular,
yeah,
because the laning phase was just an absolute one-sided affair this time from Falcons. And Skater even getting closer and closer to an Orchid, so they're getting more and more answers for GPK. Already has to deal with 4 different heroes with stuns.
I guess the good news for BB team, that at least this time round, that the hero that is very farmed is the Medusa, rather than the Nature's Prophet.
Very true.
If there was a hero out of the two that's more likely to have a chance of carrying a game and a comeback, it's the Medusa. He's going to be found by the stun, and the Dragon Tail's there to follow it up. The stun will come out, but not in time to save GPK as Falcons find another.
Stay with the arrow.
The angle. Whoa, he's going to get the connection there along the tree line. Amar's got blink up in a second, closes the gap. As indeed, off the back of that, a lovely connection from Snake well, having to kind of play this
have to go BKB.
I feel like his best use might just be to get the BKB and then just go for the Axe. You know, have some sort of setup that's going to enable the Medusa in these team fights. Because when you're this sort of far behind as a mid-storm, it feels very unlikely you're ever going to be able to do anything offensive on your own.
I agree. GPK could be in trouble getting the arrow.
Nice combo every single time.
It's just, it's so easy for them with this type of chain stun, right? One hero shows they have a plethora of ways to follow up with it. BBTs is just, it's a lot harder to execute, a lot more greedy, and Falcons is just taking advantage of it on every single one of these fronts. Everything across the board. Skitter, Orchids at the ready. And they've got this deep vision down already. Again, too, I mean, sneaky wards, another kind of sneaky one that Falcons placed that might not also get dewarded. They're keeping tabs of BBT completely. Amar.
Gonna try him in the jump, but gets the lead well off in time, and GPK. Pretty jumped in, GPK to his death. They will kill off Amar. They're gonna get Skeeter as well by looks of it with kisses. So BB team, they'll absolutely trade GPK for that one. They get 2 big kills in return.
He might just have to be the sacrificial lamb in every single one of these plays.
If they could do that play again, it's going to be brilliant for them. The problem now is they've split back up in Psycho. It's been watched it by Snaking and Malorine. Get it with the jump.
Body blocks.
Coming over, indeed. They control it in the static links, building up Save, trying to break away with the cookie. But Malorine's ready to dive with the BKB. The mana's gone. Psycho's out. Save also likely to fall. Malorine is falling very low himself, but there's just no one else on BB team here to punish it. Completed pipe delivered out.
Oh my God.
So this was without the pipe in the equation. Now there is a full pipe on the Centaur.
He could just
Unlikely
survive.
you're going to be able to kill him and Skeeter on the DK next time around in that sort of situation with the kisses.
Look at top 2. They have that deep ward that we were talking about from earlier. GPK could be in trouble again. They're getting the full surround.
GPK.
Oh, he spotted him.
Amar knows where he is. There's a little bit more mana to play with. In fact, GPK's going to try and get a kill out of this, but the pipe's out from Amar. He can keep Crit perfectly safe. GPK cut down once more by Amar with a double edge.
It's been a long time since I've seen these type of games. It's just him. It really is.
It really is.
Him.
If Psycho manages to successfully carry this game, it's going to be one of the greatest carry performances of all time.
Yep, does feel like that.
It's going to have to be. And they get the jump. They're ready to catch them in as BB team try and retreat back to the base, but Save is caught outside of it. Falcons, they'll take the Tormentor.
Like if this Medusa, if Psycho was playing like versus this lineup that didn't have this anti-carry Razor or something like that, perhaps I could see. They're just keeping tabs of BBT nicely, so I think they can pick and choose what they want to do. Now that it's shifted top, they'll probably gonna go for this Roach. But yeah, they just have options open.
And incredibly unlikely that BB team's going to Tokyo. Or GPK finds some sort of setup. They go, again, Skeeter's not the one they want first. Time is ticking, the smoke running out. That's kind of awkward now for BB team.
They see the mid lane pushing in. The fact that nobody's showing there, they know that there's this move happening.
Amar ready to shut this out. They're going to drop the doom down, see if they can kill off the Centaur. It's a lot of damage. It should be enough. They've got him. Can they get anything more though? Mirror's been jumped in response. Psycho's in trouble. Psycho's taking huge amounts of damage, but they get the straight down onto Snakey. They found a second. Malorine's got to break away, keep his distance.
They got a gem. This is pretty big so far.
Toronto Tokyo's going to get caught on the way out, so the gem will return into the hands of Falcons. It's not a bad effort
not bad at all.
BB team. They choose to fight into the Aegis, and they do get a 2-for-2 trade. When you're down as far as they are right now in the net worth, you probably take that.
Yeah, I mean, they can't kill them.
Our next fight round, Skeeter, especially taking this tower down, should have the money to get the AC out to him. But only a minute or so left on the Aegis.
They actually still have the sword on the high ground around the triangle, so sneaky little placement. Could be important for them to get a wrap. Skeeter, though, accelerating things more. As you said, 60 seconds on this Aegis, wants to force as much as possible.
Yeah, AC on the courier.
Oh, no.
He's out for 50.
That is not the initiation they wanted at all.
And the push now, it will continue from Falcons. Skeeter, he's going to look for the jump in. He's never going to Dragon Tail, so they're trying to use the cookie to keep trying to Tokyo save them. The other keep him alive. Now GPK able to turn, get the Vortex back onto Skeeter. Psycho, he got enough damage to take him out once they have.
That's the Aegis.
The Aegis gone. Having to do this 4 versus 5 though, BB team. Still 30 seconds without Miro, and even when he's up, they don't have the Doom.
They still have the other ults, though. Stone Gaze plus Kisses plus ET Splitter is at the ready. Falcons, they will respect it. Back up, finish off the Satanic for the Razor. And take out that ward that was placed there from earlier. They knew because of the way the Miro jumped that some type of vision was there, even though it wasn't until they probably just think they can outscale. But maybe we will see at least one of those picked up.
GPK is going to be able to poke at the BKB for snaking.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the full Lotus stun on BB team side of things. Toronto Tokyo is going to have that ready to play in the next team fight. If you can get that down onto Psyker, should be able to really enable this Medusa to get a lot done in the team fight.
This is sneaky. Someone has to be careful. They're going to show. Rax dies super fast at this AC. But no more creeps, so it's just a range Rax that gets taken out.
And they can hold back. It's a lot of wombo combo potential from BB team, but they have to land it perfectly because of how far ahead Falcons are.
Malrine, Refresher has been purchased, so insane amount of damage now on this Razor.
GPK survives!
Psychic stun though, the arrow connected on him.
Trying to stand his ground and fight back. He's doing a lot of damage here on the Medusa. Nice. Down low. Can't stick around any longer though. The BKB's about to wear off.
He's running low on mana.
Ogre Seal tomes away. Falcons, they're going to look to certainly chase it. The plasma field won't catch on. And they don't want to throw themselves into the high ground yet. So Psycho will get them space to head back.
Stun against GK.
He's not going to get the same chance though. It's just a stun into the side. Then caught in the cookie. He's not going to save it.
The Orchid Bird is too much.
70 seconds. No buyback on GPK.
They used absolutely everything there to kill a target. They didn't kill anybody on the side of Falcons. Able to reset, sustain. Refresher still at the ready for Malrine, so he can use it if he wants to, and he still has his Eye of the Storm ready in 5 seconds or so.
Yeah, still 2 minutes left on the Aegis for Skeeter. The push coming in once more. Tier 3 down in the mid lane. Skeeter with the lead onto Psyker. They use the force back onto Psyker. Will keep them at a safe distance from Falcons.
That was a risky cookie. Got to save those to be able to reposition the Medusa as much as possible. But it will push Falcons at least back for the moment.
But against Falcons.
Can you imagine if this will be the way that they do it, off of a rapier purchase?
Or this may just be the end of the game.
Or
we're going to find out.
We'll have to see.
The smoke's coming out. They're really going to take the Skeeters out for the GPK. It's going to be the opening. It's going to bring down the Doom as well. Staking. He gets shredded completely there. But take down Amar as well. Now they're going to go to Malrine. And there it is. Start to the comeback here. Potential from BB team. As they storm outside of the base, they take out 3 heroes. They're dead for a long time, folks.
They are. I mean, GPK found the perfect 2 targets, and they got the Doom onto Malrine. The ideal situation for them.
Oh.
And level 25. I definitely feel like that Satanic could have been like a Lincoln's for him, because it feels very greedy from him in particular. But
I mean, let's see.
Let's see how the next fight
Falcons
goes.
are able to just end the game now, as they're coming in with the smoke. And of course, being a 4 protect one, if they kill this Medusa, it should be game over. He does have buyback available, but of course that will be without that rapier.
But Falcons, they're the ones wanting to start a fight, because if BBT is able to just get the starting of the fights a lot of times, they can delete heroes.
Oh, BB team.
They're reading the movement.
And a bit of a spooky location here.
They've got a...
Falcons might not quite expect.
They saw the ward placed in their base. They have a sentry down, so they saw that Falcons were sneaking.
They're going to try and jump Malrine. He's getting straight at the car. Comes in with the car. He's ready to wheel Malrine back out to safety. Amar with the Aghanim save. Now they're ready for the turn in Falcon. They go straight towards Miro. Take down the Doom, but Psycho. He'll take snaking out in.
Miro spent his gold.
They're going straight for them now with the staff. They're ready to get back. Straight to the cookie. Gets Psycho to the high ground. They'll be able to turn Psycho back to safety. GP pops the BKB. The ball lightning back up to the high ground. The cause survive. The 2 of them. It's just Miro that's out for 55.
He will be respawning in time, and he will have... Okay, he won't have the double doom. He'll
check
never
this
run
out
it
again.
ready.
And see how quick they are to jump. But Marin, he knows that Amar's ready to back him up. I mean, indeed, without that there, he was absolutely dead.
Very quick reaction. Toronto Tokyo in a dangerous position right now here. Amar. Well, he's down there. And he's in with his eye. They got the two supports.
And there's nobody to get Toronto Tokyo out of this. Toronto Tokyo's gone. Saika's going to try and find out. She gets into the position. She's going to get the goal. Takes on the two of them. Jump forward and roll from Miro. Then take a crit out. The fire comes in. But Miro is safe. They're ready to continue chasing. Amar trying to drag Marin out of the fight and will succeed. Gets him away from BB Team. Both teams dropping the buybacks here. Saving Toronto Tokyo for BB Team and crit with the one from Falcons side of things.
Oh, and this card is doing wonders, and it's got such a low cooldown. It's back up in 10 seconds. Every single time he can actually use this to bail Malrine out.
Someone's got to find Amar.
They really do. Malrine, he's got the BKB back up also. Level 25's been hit on the DK. Lots of buybacks used. These supports have to be careful. The arrow will scout.
Stone Gaze is up.
Saika in the front lines. He was out of mana so early in the fight.
Saving it up for today, Fogged, where it counts the most.
Now they've got Banner too. This Rax in jeopardy, and these long respawns. Doom's coming back up. Everything's coming back up for BBT. You couldn't bring down this Medusa once, and now versus Aegis, the gold lead has gone to 0. Feeling like this Medusa now has the advantage in the game. And the positioning overall, BBT, they've been able to get these beautiful jumps over and over again. GPK
Saika's in.
Somehow hit level 25 throughout all this.
Gonna try with the jump. And with this Aegis, I mean, we saw how much they struggled to take him down once in a team fight.
He's high-fiving him.
Look at the jump again.
It's a good lane.
Static lane. It's gonna be the Aegis gone.
Uh-oh.
But you've got to imagine this was part of the plan, because they just presented the Medusa. Let's see Falcons, they'll defend, and they're ready to kill off more as they look towards save. Tried to hide with the glimmer, but they found him as well.
Uh-oh.
And that's a rapier.
Wait, they give it a snaking.
Without the rapier on the Medusa. Now things are going to get back to being very, very hard for BBT.
Especially because now even snaking with a rapier, his damage is also pretty absurd. And now these Raxes, the final set. 15 seconds, no doom.
I mean, this genuinely could have been the plan all along for snaking. He's like, I'm just going to get satanic, they're going to get rapier, they're going to lose the rapier, and I'm going to take it for myself.
He wishes. Imagine having that much foresight. That'd be pretty impressive. Skitter, the final Rax, there's no glyph. You gotta go soon, BBT.
GPK a little slow with the jump there. They get the range Rax, the melee Rax, they're out. Same time that creeps out pushing in top, BB Team. So Falcons, they'll have to head back and deal with that one. The game will go on 52 minutes in now.
That's a concern for this Medusa.
Yeah, they've proven that they've been able to burst through him.
Yeah. And also the team,
Falcons.
The team just needs to be closer. Let's be real here. That last fight, they put him out so far. They were, what, 2,000 range away?
It looked a bit rough. It looked like losing the Aegis was kind of like part of the plan, but then it seemed to play out like there was no plan at all.
Smoke up, Miro, or Ninja Gear.
The chance, they're going to throw the dude down. It's not a bad target. They get rid of Amar. They get rid of his workhorse car. There's no save.
I mean, Snay has to be cautious with his positioning, too, on this Mirana. He is very important in this game. If he gives up a rapier, too, the game could just swing back and forth constantly. That's going to be their crew. That's going to be the key target, though, they have to go for. I think the Doom just has to be difficult for them to come out there now at this point when Falcons has the vision, too. 57 minutes. We could be approaching toward this 60-minute mark also.
And Legion, yeah, you can only imagine the potential there. Something like, what, a Mirror Shield coming out for Saika. Or...
I mean, explosive damage can come into these Apexes and Stygians. They're nothing to laugh at this point in the game. Falcons, though, with this Aegis. See where they look to go.
Sending in the illusions first, seeing if they can get any information out. BB Team remaining completely hidden. Looking to fight underneath their ward setup here, BB Team. Falcons, they're careful about how they approach this. They know that BB team's likely to be looking for this sort of play.
It's deep breaths from both sides here. Patience.
And then the ball is coming in straight away over Skinner. They're going to look to burn through the Dragon Knight. They've done so. He's out the ones. Now they're trying to take over to Mahar, but Mira found the doom target. Mahar had to back off.
Really just
Trying to push on forward, but the Oxford catches him. Maui trying to heal up here with the Satanic. Is he going to be able to keep it alive against the 5 of them? It looks pretty good. Because they can't quite bring Maui down. They've got something to try. If they can't find the block, they'll be there anyway to break him out. And they're going to try and get him back up the high ground, but they can't. The first one catches him. He's down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on Psyker. This could be it for Falcons. They're pushing on. That was the fight that they were looking for.
Another catch.
20 seconds until Psyker can buy back. It's on cooldown. He has the money. Can they last 20 more seconds? GPK trying to buy the time in the vortex onto the two of them. But Marin and Skinner, they're looking to close it up. The fortification's there. 7 seconds until Psyker is back.
Can they push them off?
I mean, with these two rapiers now on Falcons, I think they push faster. They're going to do. GPK trying to hold it back. They're going to save. He's going to get Skinner into the car. They allow Skinner to keep holding the edge and close the game up without any interruption. GG is called. Falcons, they'll do it 2-0, knocking BB team out once again.
This was one of the better recoveries I've seen from BBT playing versus Falcons throughout this year, but